Hi, paper crafting friends. It's Nancy. Welcome back. So, I had a lot of requests about how I created this 6x8 mini album with the packaging from the Ali Edwards Halloween kit. This is the one from last year, and I did a walkthrough of this album. I made this with a cinch, and so I'm going to show you really quickly how easy it is and how it came together. This is the one I'm making for this year, 2024. This is the little ghosts came with the 2024 Ali Edwards kit. So first things first, what you need. So you need some double-sided sticky tape. I don't know where I got this, probably Amazon. I use this all the time for like felt and really heavyweight embellishments. You need 2 pieces of chipboard. I buy this on Amazon as well. The measurement is 6 1/4 by 8 1/4. So this is our front and back cover. And then 2 pieces of white cardstock at, I would say, 6 1/4 by 8 1/4, and then I cut a sliver off. So maybe 6.20 by 8.20. So you want it to be just a tiny, and I mean a sliver smaller. I may have to go back and actually trim this one down, but we'll see as we get started with the making. All right, so we're going to start out with the packaging. My packaging is actually falling apart a little bit. That actually makes it easier. So I want to use this front of the envelope for my front cover and use the little tassel. So this is really great that it's coming apart on me. If it's not, just you can take, I think this glue is pretty weak. Actually, look, my entire thing is kind of coming apart. I am actually going to use this little spatula thing, and I may not need to cut it. If you have to trim yours, just, you can start it out with an X-Acto knife or the scissors, kind of like this. This is the way I usually do it. And you want to keep as much of this front piece as you can. So our envelope is starting to come apart here, and now it gets really easy. You want to trim off this excess right here. This little part right here that is on the fold. You don't need that. It'll just make it a lot easier when we go to make the front cover if we just trim this. Okay, so that's our back. All right, so now we're going to use our piece of chipboard to measure this out, measure the cover out. So we want this little tie enclosure here to be probably right around there, right? So it's not exactly in the middle because I need space here. We want about an inch. This has to fold over. So I need an inch at the bottom, at the left, at the right, on all 4 sides. So I need an inch this way. So I think this works because that's about an inch. I don't use a ruler. I just eyeball it, but you can use a ruler if you want. And I know I'm going to make a mark here. And let's make a mark here on this ghost. So that's our top and bottom. That's not where I'm going to cut. Remember, I need to keep this in order to fold over. All right, and then here, I think I'm going to come up. There are little grooves. I don't know if you can see them. I'm going to try to show them here. There are little grooves here, and I think I'm going to use this first one as my measurement. Yeah. Wow, that gives me so little though. This would be what would fold over, which really isn't enough. So I yes, we're going to come to about, we're not going to use this little folded part. We're going to come to about here, and we're going to come to about there. So these lines are not for cutting. These are our score lines. So just keep that in mind. I think I might have to tack this down though, so that it doesn't move on me. All right, so it's time for scoring. I usually have like a really long, big scoring tool, but I can't find it right now. So I'm just gonna use what I have. I have this little one, I found it. It has a little bone folder attached. And I'm just gonna try to follow this line here. All right, I think that's enough. Yep. Just gonna fold that over. And then just go over it quite a few times. So I'm sure there are better ways, more scientific ways, and a lot of measuring ways. I know there are folks that love to measure, but honestly, this is how I do it. So kind of wing it a little bit. Okay, I've done all 4 sides. I've scored all 4 sides. Actually, this is the last one that I just need to bone fold, but you can see here all 4 lines. So let me quickly do this one more time. And then I'm going to get rid of this. So this is the part of the envelope that has 2 sheets of this, like it's a very light cardboard, I would say. So this, right, is this flap here. And this is part of the body of the envelope. Just want to get rid of some of this. Let me get rid of some of this bulk because we are going to be adding quite a bit of glue here. And we don't need this little extra piece. Okay, that'll make it easier when we go to make the book. So, okay, so now that I have all 4 sides scored and went over them with a bone folder, I'm ready to cut corners. If you want to, and you can make it easier, if you could keep it like this and throw a very heavy book over it overnight, it will make it easier to make the book. So I'm just impatient and I want to get this done. So I'm not going to do that. I am probably going to struggle a little bit with it, and that's okay. So if you're more patient, put the book on it. You're going to get a much maybe crisper lines. Now we need to do the 4 corners. We need to cut them on an angle so that we can fold the paper over. And I found this tool. It was a whole set of tools on Etsy. I will try to source it for you, but I know We Are Memory Keepers also makes something like this. It's probably a lot cheaper. I will try to link that below if I find it. So I just put the corner in. Maybe I should have showed that like that, right? And I just drew with a pencil mark. That's where we're going to cut. And I'm going to do the same thing. Find the corner. All right, so now we're going to place the chipboard kind of in the center. So I place it according to these corners, right? So where the bone folder meets, right? Where this bone folded part and this bone folded part meet, that's where my book goes. So that is my front cover. And then we're going to use a whole lot of tape. So not too close to the edge, right? So I don't put it up against it like this. I'm actually more worried about this lifting. And I don't want to add more and more bulk to that portion. All right, and then in order to make it easier to peel it off, I just use a bone folder right over. Again, I've seen this on YouTube videos. I don't know who to credit because I've seen so many of these videos making these that I honestly don't know. And a lot of people use glue, which is an absolute great alternative. I'm just like really messy with glue. So I don't know, I like my tape a little bit better than the glue. I'm going to add a little bit of this tape in here just to secure the cover so that it doesn't start moving around on me as I work. All right, so let's center this, stick it down. And then I like to do the long sides first, but it's a preference. You can do the short sides first. And that's it. There's our front cover. Now I will do more tape for this white part. And yeah, I'm gonna do it right on the book. You can do it on the book or right on the white paper. I'm gonna do the book. All right. So now I will kind of eyeball this. And that's it. We have our inside cover. I go over it with a bone folder just to make sure that it's all stuck down. And it is. There we go. We have our front cover. Let me give you a closer view. I'm gonna go make the back cover and then I'll show you the measurements for the cinch and my first page. All right, so now it's time to punch our holes and I'm using the mini cinch. So these are the only measurements that I know and that I have. And I'm using another mini book that I had made before. And I want to do a few rings at the bottom and a few rings at the top. You can do the entire book all the way up in spiral. But I kind of like the look of the split spiral. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to put this bottom edge at 4 1/4. That's a little close to the edge, but it is what it is. And then this one, 4 1/4 at the top as well. So at least it's even. So mine came out a little bit closer to the edge than I would have liked. I don't think I pushed it all the way in. That's the only thing I can think of. So on this side, same thing, 4 1/4. So I have that done. And let me just test it out with the rings. Oh, I have too many here. All right, let me get rid of one. Okay. Same thing. I think I have one. Do I have one too many? Oh no, this one was good. All right, so can get rid of that. I'll crimp them later. I actually like to leave my album unbound until I finish all the pages that I'm going to make for this year. So I don't think that I'm going to fill this entire book this year, but you never know. I could get crazy. And it depends on the dimension, right? So how much dimension I have. These are 1-inch rings. Maybe I don't need 1 inch. Maybe I need 3/4 or 1 1/4, but I can decide that later as I make pages. But at least I have my front cover and back cover and have it started. So, I'm excited about this. All right, let me show you the page that I made to go in this album. All right, let me show you my first page. I made this one the very first week of August, and this is my 6x8 page. I love this page. So this story is about this little witch store that I stumbled upon in a quaint little downtown area, and I went in, and how it started sort of the Halloween spirit going at the beginning of October. So to make the page, I actually use a steel die. I think I've mentioned before, I'm starting to use steel dies more and more. So I'm going to show you exactly where it came from. This is the packaging, Newton's Nook Designs. And it is called Bookmark 2, Roman numeral 2 die. And it was $24.99. And I loved it that much. I usually won't pay that much for dies, but they're really expensive. But I love this one. I loved the shape of the bookmark, and I love the books too. And so you can see here how it kind of came together. I cut the bookmark out of black cardstock, and then the books in these shades of tan that came right from this flag. So that's where I started this. This, like the black shelving, or, you know, my fake shelving that I have here. I'll bring it up. So this is just strips of cardstock cut at 1/4 inch, and there are 3 layers. And I just glued one layer after another, and I created 1, 2, 3. And those are my shelves. And I did purposely make them a little bit wider than the bookmark because I wanted it to really stand out that they were bookshelves. So there you can see the 3 of them. Here is the die that I use, and these 2 are also the die. This is a chipboard from last year. This I've had for a long time, along with the broomsticks. I don't even know where these broomsticks came from. I've had them forever. My guess is going to be it's probably not even a scrapbooking item. It's probably like a party supply item or something. These gold flat brads are from Hobby Lobby. This chipboard is also from the same set. There are 2 little puffy stars up here. And I love this cat. This cat is from Allie Edwards from her Halloween collection this year. So it kind of goes with my book. And Having a Wicked Good Time is Kerri Bradford. I love her stamps, always. And then I did one in vellum, and I think you can see it. There's a little ghost sandwiched in between. So it's 2 vellum bookmarks on top of each other with the little ghost in between. And then this is his broom. I had a lot of fun making this. I love little details like that. And I can't wait to put it in my 6x8 book. I'm going to tell at least 5 stories like this. And I think I'm going to follow this formula with enlarged 6x8 on the left, and then like lots of design and fun and stuff and dimension and story, always story, right, on the right. And if I keep it a formula like that, hopefully I will be able to fill up this book, or at least make 5 pages for this year. Maybe I'll keep it unbound, I'm not sure, for next year. Do 5 pages for 2024 and 5 pages for 2025. That's an idea if you don't have a lot of Halloween pictures, or you don't want to do it daily. You could do something like this and have like a really cool little Halloween project to work on. All right, that's all I have. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Have a very happy Halloween and enjoy the October daily season.